Yo, it's Tuesday. Look, I don't know why. I just woke up feeling good this morning. I told y'all, been working out. Look at that. Been working out, eating better, just appreciating life, man. The small things. Look, the blue skies, the birds, the green trees. Just appreciating the simpler things in life. And I don't know, I think it's all just kind of, is it convalescing? It's coming together to just put me in a better mood and state, even though everything else is still falling apart and we are in the end of this system. Fam, he'll give you what you need. I saw this podcast last night, Danny Jones podcast, super big podcast. He always has really good guests. The name of this, the title of this podcast, and I want you to go look for it. I don't know if I'll be able to link it, but I want you to go look for it. It really started getting super juicy in the middle, but it's long. His podcast is long, so I think it was somewhere around like the 26-minute mark or something like that. But fam, look. So the title of the podcast was A Breakaway Civilization. And I didn't know what to expect, but it sounded interesting enough. So I started to watch, and there was this lady. This lady was Secretary of HUD. I don't know if it was in the 80s. She said she worked under Bush. Check it out. You can credential her, look her up, or whatever you want. But she said that the biggest fraud, she said what's going on right now is a humongous money laundering scheme. And fam, look, the whole NWO, One World Gov, all that stuff, fam, in my mind, it's always been, I don't want to call it a small undertaking, but the way she described what is going on behind our backs, what's going on underground, DUMBs, deep underground military bases, the things that she talked about, and she knows where, she doesn't know exactly where the money is going, but she has been able to track how much money is going into these black projects. Fam, look, this podcast, it went from her talking about fraud and corruption. She said something about the Sopranos, did a bit on HUD, on HUD corruption, how the government was making money. She talked about that, and then she went into like how global bankers work, and she went into all of this stuff, and then finally she got to the meat. My neighbor, he finally got his old school going. That's pretty good. She finally got to the meat, and what she was saying was, she said she thinks that our government, fam, she said everything that we see on the news, everything, that is just to appease us. That is our entertainment. She said she believes that the government has put away into black projects anywhere from 40 to 50 trillion dollars. 40 to 50 trillion dollars. And so when she's throwing out numbers like trillion, you know, I'm thinking, whoa, that's a whole lot of money. That's a whole lot of money. But in my mind, we don't work with those kind of numbers, so we really can't perceive what is $1 trillion. So she said, look, let me put it to you like this. You can pay off every mortgage in the country with $8 trillion. That's 8. Every mortgage, from Hollywood homes to New York skyscrapers, high rises, to all these homes that are out here, 8 trillion will pay off every mortgage. That's what we're talking about. And she believes the government has put away from anywhere from 40 to 50 trillion to create this total infrastructure. Man, she goes into all of this, and then she even taps into the you know what. Yeah. She tapped into that, and the things that she was saying about the you know what, mind blowing, fam, mind blowing. She said there was a doctor who said what they're trying to do. I don't want to say certain things, but there was a doctor who was in charge of Warp Speed. And he said, like off camera, what we're doing is trying to install an operating system in people. Fam, she went everywhere. Look, this whole thing is so much bigger than what I even imagined. So again, and she's knocking off all the little check marks, everything we talk about. The New World, this deal, the transhumanism, the collapse of the economy, which she says, there are a couple ways that you can collapse the system. The bottom line is that the system has to collapse. And once the system collapses, it will be absolute and total control by the black projects. She said these black projects, they have weapons that we can't even perceive. Weapons, what is it? I want to say it the right way. I want to say it the cool way. Anti-gravitic craft, time and space manipulation. They have all these weapons and all these things put in place for the collapse. And she said it's not one particular government. It's not one entity. It's one body. This is a global deal. The Danny Jones podcast, I don't know. I think it aired yesterday. It's called The Breakaway Civilization. Check it out, y'all. Hey, bam, this thing's about to get crazy. Look, they said that, do you know what? Not only, they said it was the beginning of installing a operational system. If you know anything about computers like Windows, an operating system, in order to manipulate things to the way that you want to manipulate them. And then she went ahead and she said, it's not just that. She said it's in the water, it's in foods, it's in almost everything. And it's small amounts building up within. Yeah. All right, man, y'all have a good day. I'm going to work. I'm going to continue to have a good day. I hope that y'all do too. I love y'all. Peace out.